In 2024, the average American household spent $78,233 a year, buddy. That's a 5.1% increase from the year before. But wages during the same period only rose 3.8%. Do the math yourself. Spending is growing faster than earning. The gap between what leaves your pocket and what enters it keeps widening every year. I've been trading stocks for years. I live and breathe numbers. And I learned one thing very well. Just as important as making money is knowing where your money is slipping away. Because a lot of spending that used to make sense has quietly turned into a money trap designed to give you the least value possible. It's not just inflation causing this. Companies changed their pricing strategies, subscription models multiplied, and convenience fees piled on top of convenience fees. Some spending that felt perfectly normal 5 years ago is basically turning your back on your own wallet today. The math has shifted so much that continuing old habits means working against your own wealth today. So I'm going to walk you through 12 things that are no longer worth your money in 2026. Some will feel familiar, some will surprise you, but all of them are quietly draining your bank account. Knowing where your money goes is the first step to keeping hold of it. Let's get started. Number 1, food delivery apps. Yes, the ones where you tap twice on your phone and food shows up. These platforms charge restaurants a commission of 15 to 30% per order. Restaurants don't absorb that cost themselves. They pass it straight on to you.
Studies show delivery app prices run roughly 25% higher than the same order at the restaurant. On top of that come delivery fees, service fees, small order penalties if you don't hit the minimum, driver tips, and surge charges during busy hours. A meal that costs $12 at the restaurant can end up costing $22 through the app. That's an 83% markup just for someone to pick it up and bring it to you. Someone ordering delivery twice a week pays an extra $1,560 a year just to avoid a 10-minute drive. Invest that money at 8% annual returns for 20 years, and it turns into roughly $78,000. The apps know exactly what they're doing. They're built to keep nudging you toward ordering again. An occasional emergency order makes sense, but a weekly habit is a wealth transfer straight from your pocket to corporate shareholders. Number 2, buying a brand new car. The moment you drive it off the lot, you lose 20% of its value.
In 2026, the average new car costs around $48,000. So by the time you hit the first red light, $9,600 has already evaporated. By the end of year 1, depreciation typically hits 25 to 30%. Your $48,000 car is now worth $33,000 to $36,000. If you financed it, the situation is even worse, since the car's value can drop below your loan balance, and you'd have to pay extra just to sell it. A 5-year-old car, on the other hand, sits in the sweet spot. It's already absorbed the steepest depreciation and doesn't need major repairs yet. With proper maintenance, a modern car can easily run 150 to 200,000 kilometers. Buy a reliable 5-year-old car, drive it 3 or 4 years, and sell it before big repairs become likely. You'll get back close to what you paid, so the money keeps recycling from car to car instead of vanishing into depreciation. By late 2025, the average monthly payment on a new car loan hit $738. That's $8,856 a year just on payments, not counting insurance or gas. Research on millionaires consistently shows the same thing. The typical millionaire drives a Toyota, a Honda, or a Ford, paying an average price of $31,367. For them, a car is transportation, not status. New cars in 2026 are luxury-dressed money pits. Number 3, sit-down restaurants. Restaurant prices have risen 35% since 2019. A burger at a casual sit-down restaurant now costs $16 to $22. Add a drink and an appetizer, and you're near $40. 2 people going out for dinner with drinks can easily spend $100 to $140. 5 years ago, the same meal cost $50 to $60. Prices doubled while portions shrank, and the experience didn't improve. Service even got worse due to staffing shortages. Biggest ripoff is drinks. A martini made with $2 of ingredients sells for $14. A soda that costs 15 cents sells for $4. Coffee carries margins as high as 2,000% because restaurants make up on drinks what they can't make on food. On top of that, sitting down for dinner takes an hour and a half to 2 hours, while at home, you could make something better in half an hour for a quarter of the price. Celebration dinner still makes sense, but a weekly dining out habit is now economically irrational. A family spending $200 a week eating out spends $10,400 a year. That same family could eat wonderfully at home for $600 a month, saving over $3,000 a year while probably eating healthier too. Number 4, streaming platforms. The story that started with "let's cut cable and watch Netflix for $8 a month" died years ago. Netflix's standard plan now costs $15.49 a month. Disney Plus is $13.99, Hulu is $17.99, HBO Max is $15.99, Amazon Prime Video is $8.99, Apple TV Plus is $9.99, Peacock is $7.99, and Paramount Plus is $11.99. Subscribe to all of them and you're past $100 a month. That's $1,200 a year. The platforms deliberately fragment their content. The show you want to watch moves from Netflix to Peacock.
This fragmentation is intentional. They're rebuilding, piece by piece, the very cable bundle they claimed to replace. The average American household subscribes to 4.5 different platforms, spending $60 to $75 a month just to stare at a screen. The fix is simple. Subscribe to one platform at a time. Watch everything you want, cancel, then move to the next one. That way you pay $12 to $18 a month and still reach the same content. Number 5, fast food. Fast food used to be cheap food. It isn't anymore. A Big Mac meal at McDonald's now costs $12 to $15. A Chipotle bowl is nearly $15. And even Taco Bell, historically the cheapest chain, charges $10 to $12 for a basic meal. Fast food prices have risen 55% since 2019. Menu prices alone jumped about 10% in 2023, and the trend isn't slowing down. Nobody chose fast food because it was healthy. They chose it because it was cheap and convenient. Take away the cheap part, and all that's left is expensive, unhealthy food.
For that same $15, you can make a real meal at home. Vegetables, protein, ingredients that didn't come out of a frozen bag. The time difference isn't even that big. A simple meal takes 15 to 20 minutes. A regular fast food eater spends $3,000 to $5,000 a year, wrecking their health while enriching corporations at the same time. Number 6, the latest tech. A new iPhone costs about $1,200, takes slightly better photos than the phone you already own, and runs the same apps at roughly the same speed, delivering basically the same experience. The gap between phone generations has shrunk to almost nothing for the average user. Same Instagram, same email, same texts. Yet millions of people line up every year to pay $1,200 for an upgrade they'll barely notice. Manufacturers deliberately slow down older devices through software updates, batteries are designed to degrade, and repair costs creep close to the price of buying new. The whole system is built to push you toward constant replacement. Laptops, tablets, and TVs play the same game. New products barely different from 3-year-old models get pushed with massive marketing budgets. The smart move is to buy tech 1 or 2 generations behind the newest release. A refurbished iPhone 14 costs half of a new iPhone 16 and does everything you actually need. The performance difference is unnoticeable in daily use. Someone who buys a new flagship phone every 2 years spends around $600 a year just on depreciation. And over a career, that money compounds into tens of thousands of dollars for photos that are 3% sharper. Number 7, expensive weddings. The average American wedding now costs $35,000 for a single day, one party, 6 hours of your life. Research shows money is the number one cause of divorce. Starting a marriage $35,000 in debt or $35,000 short on savings is a strange way to begin. The wedding industry has perfected emotional manipulation. Everything gets more expensive the moment you attach the word wedding to it. A photographer charges double what they charge for a family portrait. Flowers triple in price. And a venue that would cost $500 for a regular event jumps to $5,000 for a wedding. You're not paying for quality, you're paying for the label. Couples who spend $50,000 or more are 46% more likely to divorce than couples who spend under $10,000. A meaningful ceremony doesn't require financial ruin. A courthouse wedding is legal. A backyard reception creates real memories. And the marriage matters more than the party. If you can spend $35,000 without touching your savings, that's your money and your call. But if it's coming out of a credit card, you're trading long-term security for a short-term spectacle. Photographs don't pay dividends. Number 8, luxury travel. Airfare has risen 30 to 40% since 2019. A domestic round trip that used to cost $250 now costs $350 to $400, and international flights have seen similar increases. A week-long trip for two, flights, hotel, food, activities, easily reaches $4,000 to $6,000. A family Disney trip now averages $8,000 to $10,000 a week. For someone earning $50,000 a year, that one-week trip is 20% of their gross income, closer to 25% after taxes. Travel has real value. Experiences create memories, and different places and cultures enrich life. The problem isn't travel itself. It's travel beyond what you can afford. The average American can't even cover a $1,000 emergency expense, yet the same people fund multi-thousand-dollar vacations on credit cards. The instant joy of the trip turns into years of debt stress afterward. Budget travel delivers most of the same experience for a fraction of the cost. Driving instead of flying, renting a home instead of a resort, picnics instead of restaurants. The luxury travel industry raised its prices because people kept paying, and you don't have to keep paying too. Number 9, buy now, pay later financing. Services like Klarna and Afterpay have made financing available for almost anything. $50 pair of shoes, a $200 kitchen gadget, $30 skincare product. The pitch sounds reasonable. Split it into 4 payments. No interest if you pay on time. But the reality is more complicated. These services are profitable precisely because people miss payments and rack up late fees. Studies show buy now, pay later users spend 10 to 40% more than they would paying up front. The psychological trick is simple. A $200 purchase feels expensive, but 4 payments of $50 feels manageable. Your brain processes the small number and ignores the total. Nearly 40% of buy now, pay later users have missed at least one payment, and late fees pile up, turning free financing into expensive debt. The old wisdom still holds. If you can't pay cash for something, you can't actually afford it. A house or a car is an exception, but financing a hoodie or a blender is consumption debt, the worst kind there is. Number 10, brand name products. A bottle of Tide laundry detergent costs $12 to $15, while the store brand version, often made in the same factory, costs $6 to $8 with nearly identical cleaning performance. The same pattern repeats across cereal, pasta sauce, cleaning supplies, and pain relievers. The brand name is a premium tied to marketing budgets, not product quality. Consumer testing consistently finds that store brands match or beat name brands in most categories. Generic ibuprofen has the same active ingredient at the same strength as Advil for half the price. The premium you pay for the brand name funds the ad campaigns that convince you the premium is worth it. The average household spends $5,000 to $7,000 a year on packaged goods. Switching to store brands saves 25 to 40%, or roughly $1,500 to $2,500 a year. Designer clothing takes this to the extreme. A plain hoodie from a luxury brand costs $800 to $1,200. The same hoodie without the logo costs $40 to $60. You're really just paying for the privilege of advertising someone else's brand. Number 11. Mystery subscription boxes. Makeup boxes, snack boxes, dog toy boxes, wine boxes, book boxes, clothing boxes you never picked out yourself. This industry grew from a novelty into a $32 billion market. The model runs on a simple psychological trigger. People love surprises, and opening a mystery package hits the same reward circuits as gambling. Often, the anticipation feels better than the contents themselves, and the math rarely works in your favor. A typical box costs $25 to $50 a month, while the products inside are worth less than that at retail.
You're paying a premium for random items you didn't choose and mostly don't want. Canceling is deliberately made difficult, and you'll find $35 charges on your card for boxes still sitting unopened in the closet. If you genuinely want a specific product, buying it directly is cheaper. These boxes aren't saving you money. They're a business model built on psychological triggers and recurring revenue. Number 12, here comes my favorite, premium coffee drinks. A pumpkin spice latte at Starbucks now costs $7 to $9. Plain brewed coffee starts at $3 to $4. And add any customization and you're at $6 to $7. A cup of coffee made at home with good beans costs 25 to 50 cents. Even pricey specialty beans rarely exceed $1 a cup brewed at home. A modest daily $6 coffee habit costs $2,190 a year. Someone who makes coffee at home spends only $182.50 a year for the same amount. The difference is over $2,000 a year for the same caffeine. Invest that $2,000 at 8% returns for 30 years, and it grows to roughly $245,000, $250,000, just from making coffee at home instead of standing in line. Those coffee shops aren't really selling you coffee. They're selling experience, convenience, and social signaling. That doesn't make it wrong, but it does clarify what you're actually paying for. If your daily Starbucks habit genuinely improves your life, $2,000 might be worth it. That's your call. But most people never ran the numbers. The habit formed before the calculation ever happened. Now look at what all 12 of these categories that drain money in 2026 have in common. They all exploit convenience, status, psychology, and habit. They all rose in price while dropping in value. And they all count on you never doing the math. The moment you start doing the math, everything changes. Each category on this list represents thousands of dollars a year. Stack a few of them together, and you're looking at $10,000 to $20,000 a year, vanishing without any lasting satisfaction. That same money invested consistently builds real wealth that actually changes your life. The economy wants you spending unconsciously. Algorithms are built to trigger purchases. Your only defense is awareness, knowing what something actually costs, knowing what it's actually worth, and seeing the gap between the two. None of these 12 categories are inherently evil. Some might genuinely be worth the price to you. The question isn't whether you should ever buy any of them. The question is whether you're choosing this spending consciously or whether it's just happening without you noticing. Remember, money either works for corporations or it works for you. In 2026, knowing the difference is worth more than anything else. I say this as an investor. Sometimes the biggest return isn't finding a new stock. It's noticing the money you're wasting and putting it toward your own future instead. Now go open a calculator and make your own list of 12. You'll see there's a lot more money in your pocket than you thought.